Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is the inaugural episode of the Second Take podcast. We are the Second Take show. Owen Casterline, Sam Sweatman. Sweater, it feels right. It feels right now.
How could it not feel right?
Dude, I'm so happy to be back. I mean, all summer we were like texting back and forth, whether it's me or him, of like, yo, we should do this. Like make a Zoom call. We just never made it happen until now. We're like, we have to do
Hmm.
this. And we made the post on IG. So it's official. We're back under a new title because unfortunately we're not in the radio station anymore. And I always miss that, but I like this though. Like being
I
able
do
to
too.
like use more than my voice to like express myself. And I feel like I have to talk like this on the radio, like I'm calling a
No,
baseball game. Um,
it is. It is kind of goofy. I
Yeah,
will
we like
say.
I was listening to our episodes yesterday and I was like, we sound ridiculous. It's like doesn't feel fluent at all. And I'm kind of like focused on looking like making sure my face is in front of the mic because like a lot of times I'll lean or if I'm looking at my computer. Um
Yeah, those
so
mics weren't forgiving either. You would have to be like,
what did you have to do?
right.
All right. We're up and running. We're also gonna be a lot more free to say.
Hmm.
There's a couple more restrictions on the radio. Um But fuck it. We can say whatever we want now. It's awesome.
It's not. I don't want to get demonetized. Our sponsors are going to be really pissed.
All of our sponsors, Bud
Yeah,
Light, Cheetos,
yeah, they're
Pepsi.
there.
It's a mess.
Um, Weiss, why don't you
White.
show them?
I can't really see. I got the green screen at Yankee Stadium, but sipping the Weiss Peach Lemonade. Uh,
Weiss,
only dropped about like $2, 19 cents maybe on it. It's delicious. Usually,
forgive it.
those kind of snacks or drinks aren't always hitting as well as the name brand. That's just the way it is. This one hits. This one's really good. I'm a big
And
fan.
everybody, you got Wegmans up near you, right? That's like
Yeah.
a New York thing, or is that more
It's
like
kind of
East New
like
York?
a eastern half of the states kind of thing. I'd say it's
Okay.
more northeast, I guess. Northeast because I know they got them all over New York and they dip down into um New Jersey and stuff. So their Wegmans is great. Very expensive but great.
I was gonna
It's
say
worth the
that's a
trip
perfect
there.
one. That's a perfect one to say. If you look at name brand versus store brand,
They just do it better.
Wegmans always brings it. They always bring it.
They always do it better.
Mhm.
Sam, this is our first episode in 3 months. 3 months. And
Damn.
it's different now, man. We're both graduated from Bonnie's.
Yeah.
Obviously we've been struggling with that. We loved it there so much.
It
But
has been tough.
moving on.
Hmm.
Sam's obviously in a great spot right now, starting to hit grad school at Newman. So
Hmm.
I'll let you talk a little bit about that, how your summer's going. Just give us an update. How's Sam Sweatman?
Uh, we're doing pretty good. I think you kind of leaned into everything that I was going to talk about. I miss being up at school. I miss seeing everybody. I miss doing this every week. Um, I miss the feeling of you get to the end of the summer and I'm going to be going back. I have that, don't have that anymore. So it's all about adjusting to what we got now, which I think this gives us a good representation
Oh
of
yeah.
that we are now transitioning to a Zoom. You can see our faces now, which may be good or bad for some people.
Yeah, it probably
Um,
worked for us, really.
hey, well, I love it. I
Yeah.
love seeing your face again.
Oh, I love
This
seeing
is
yours.
great.
I
This
miss
is
it.
great.
It's
I
great.
know.
It's
Um, but yeah, I've been uh, working, working all summer. I just started a new graduate assistant role for Newman University. I'm doing athletics communications. I have a small little team of undergrads that I micromanage.
nice.
But nothing too crazy on my end. Gonna be doing some live production stuff that we did with Rick, who was our professor when it came to producing stuff for ESPN. a little different. Newman's a D3. So we don't have the ESPN coverage that comes in, so I do a lot of it myself. But I'm looking forward to the new challenge. Going to be doing some stuff with social media also, things with player previews, bios, everything to help people that are really into Newman athletics kind of engage with the teams. And it's pretty cool. They have a lot of good ideas. They kind of let the coaches do a lot of these ideas and everything. They have a soccer night where it's like blackout uniforms, which is really, really neat. Um, and when like they play like 7 o'clock, so like the game's already like dark, they have like the lights in the field and everything. So a lot of good people there, good opportunities ahead, and I'm just looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. So
Yeah,
that's in a shell, that's everything I've been up to.
fantastic to hear. Yeah, D3 athletics are like awesome because people still, if you go to the right school, people still care about them and still want to go. And alumni will still go out of their way to watch it. Obviously, the D1 they just have a little more support, better like outlets. But D3
Yeah.
athletics are sick. I love watching the D3 championship for football. They always do that on ESPN, and it's usually Cortland in it, and that's a school near me, so it's fun to watch. I got a lot of friends that go to
Mhm.
Cortland. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm gonna miss you, but we'll
Yeah,
see
me
each
too.
other. Well, I think we're gonna see each other soon. We got a couple of big fantasy drafts coming up, and at least one of them, I think we're getting the whole group together for it.
I mean, we should, we have cars.
We do have
We have
cars. I
ability.
almost didn't have one. Um, I'll
Why
get
don't
into
you
that.
tell about your summer?
It's been great, honestly. Couple road bumps with the car. But working the Rumble Ponies in tandem with this other part-time job I've had at the antique store in Owego. So just trying to get money, still searching for an actual job. I don't really know where it's going to take me. I don't know if grad school is a possibility in the future yet for me or not. I just don't know yet. Definitely looking to relocate. There's just not as much around here. If there's something with the Rumble Ponies, maybe a front office job, I'll do
That would
whatever.
be a hell of a start, man.
Maybe completely out of my wheelhouse, but I'll do it.
You doing stuff with like cameras? You could
Yeah.
always there's always
Yeah.
there.
And that's been my summer so far with the working cameras for the Rumble Ponies and other things in the press box. Excuse me, with deck stats. It's
Mhm.
been great. I love everyone I work with there. Everyone's so great. We're such a tight knit group. Um, I'll hang out. I hang out with them a lot outside of work too. We do stuff. So it's just been great. Another third, maybe last season for me there. So only got a couple homestands left. So it sucks, but gonna enjoy whatever's left. I know next week's a homestand, and they've had a crazy season. They were dead last in the first half, and then dead last to start the second half, and trade
Even the
deadline,
Mets, even the Mets minor league teams suck, I guess.
right? But trade deadline hits, bunch of new faces come in. As we know, the Mets were sellers.
Yeah.
And it's a completely new look offense with multiple different bats. Only about two to three, maybe four, like guys who were there for a majority of the season still in the lineup. They've been mashing. They have been. There's a guy named Mitch Voigt who incredible,
Any
incredible
relation
stuff at the plate.
to Void, or is it just his own thing?
I think it's his own thing. I haven't thought about Luke Voigt in years, so.
Me
Um,
neither till now.
planted that into my mind. 2020 American League home run champion.
Yeah.
Never forget.
He was.
Yeah. But they've won. The Rumble Ponies have are on a 10-game win streak right now and only 5 games out of their division lead. And in order to make the playoffs, they have to win their division. It's so stupid. They're in the Eastern League, but then there's an East and a West in the Eastern League. So they're in the East of the Eastern League.
What's even the point of that?
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't make the rules. You know what I mean?
Is West like trying to think here? Erie. Um, who's the other?
Um,
Who else is over that way? I'm trying to think.
I'm going to look it up right now because I don't even know off the top of my head. It's
I
very
don't
because
know who.
we usually play. There's not a lot of teams, so we play everyone. So or sorry, so it's the Eastern League Northeast. That's what the Rumble Ponies are in. The Eastern League Northeast leading team right now, the Reading Fighting Phils, who we still have
Yeah,
a big series left with, and if we play well, there's a good chance we jump you guys.
there's a decent chance that might be a game I go to as well. I think I'm going to a Reading game coming up.
You should definitely go to that one.
Yeah.
Portland, the Boston Double A, they're second, and that's what we're playing right now. And all it's been. That's
I'm
all
sure.
it's been. They had like
That,
back-to-back games putting up 13 runs and then 14 runs.
damn.
Been
That's
belting.
what are they? Portland Sea Dogs or are they Portland Red Sox?
Sea Dogs.
Oh, they are still Sea Dogs. Okay.
Yeah. And then Somerset, Yankees Double A, New Hampshire Fisher Cats, it's Toronto, Hartford Yard Goats, Colorado. And then to answer your question, the Eastern League Southwest would be Erie, which is Detroit, Chesapeake, Bay Sox, Baltimore,
Hmm.
Harrisburg, that's Washington, Richmond is San Francisco, Akron is the Guardians, and Altoona is Pittsburgh.
Makes no sense to me when a team like the Rockies have someone in Hartford,
It's
like
cheap.
Connecticut. Like, why? I never understood that. And I know it changes like ownership too. Like there'll be a certain year where a team's like owned or affiliated with a certain major league team, and then they are a different team like another year or something. But
Yeah.
how the hell do the Rockies have a team that's in Hartford, and then the Mets have one that's in Vegas? Like, how does
They
that make
used
any
to. They're the AAA, which is at Syracuse now, used to be in Vegas. And the reasoning why is because it's cheap. It's a lot cheaper probably for the Rockies to be there than somewhere closer, I guess.
Well, it's
Uh,
all about the
it's all about the money. But yeah, summer's been great for me. Been playing lots of golf. Golf games improved significantly.
Hey,
So that's really
that's
just I'm in the right direction. I'm in
dude,
the
it's
right direction. Yeah, I'm hitting them straight.
that's the most important part
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Good.
I know you're the king of the slice, so how's yours been?
You don't have to air my shit out like that, dude. All right, yeah, I am. You know what? Yeah, yeah, I'm still slicing, but I fixed my shot a little bit. I played 3 days. We went up to the Poconos for this last weekend, and I played 3 days in a row with my brother, which is so humbling because my brother's like really good.
Yeah.
So he shot like he didn't even have his best game. He still shot like a 95 on like the 18. I did not. I'm not gonna
All
say
right.
my score that I
And that,
got,
yeah,
but
that's for the best.
I had three par opportunities and I two putt on all three of those opportunities. I was on the green on a par five and I missed the putt and then I missed the putt again. Uh, and then I think I actually missed it. No, I might have missed it a third time, honestly. So my putting has been good though this summer. We're gonna have to get out and compare our games,
Yeah, we'll
for
have
sure.
to. Maybe we make that a video, another video. We'll make a little golf outing.
It's gonna be
Hopefully
bad.
hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves too much. That would be a lot of fun though.
Yeah, that would be
That
a
would
good
be
time.
so much fun. Putting, yeah, I'm honestly not a terrible putter, but my whole problem before was getting on the green, which could sometimes be a struggle. But I've really like fixed my shot, hitting it straight for the most part, obviously. Like if I make good contact, I hit it straight. My issue is I top it all the time.
You
So
too,
I've
yeah.
gotten like really good at not doing that. Um, and the driver I really figured out. That was a struggle for a while, but the I hit one, I think 310 It's the longest drive I ever hit, and I hit it this summer.
Where is this coming from?
It came from Appalachian Golf Course with a very generous downhill.
It's still pretty good though. Damn. 310.
Yeah,
Didn't you eagle this summer?
I did. I did have a. It's good. It sounds bad. I was the only one there. No one else saw it, so
Cameras.
its cameras were off for this one. But it was all luck. Well, I muffed it off the tee box on a par four, about 150 yards out, and then my next shot, I just took an 8 iron. It hit the green. I heard the good sound, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, I'll be on." Hopefully, a good look for a putt. And I can't find my ball up there, so I'm like, "Oh shit, it might have skipped off." So I'm looking in the woods for like 2 minutes, and then I was using a red ball, and I was like, "There's no way." And I walk over to the cup, and I see like the red around the cylinder like shining off. I was like, I jumped and yelled.
You chipped it in?
I wouldn't call it chipping. It was too far out, but I hold out. Yeah,
Jesus.
it's awesome. Great stuff. And then proceeded to hit probably a double bogey. So that's just the way
Ups,
it goes here. Um,
ebbs and flows.
yeah. And then sports this summer have been freaking wild, man.
We have a lot to talk about.
NBA, there's been so many crazy moves. The trade deadline for MLB was another banger this year.
Mhm.
I don't even know where to start. We could start with I don't know if you could see it.
Oh, jeez.
The New York Knicks,
How often do you wear
your
that shirt?
2025-26 NBA champions.
Does that get any time in the washer, or is it just permanently on you? Is it like
Uh,
glued to you by now?
I wear it often. Okay. I will admit, but this was so game five. I was at the bar with a bunch of my coworkers. Um,
Oh yeah, I called you that night.
yeah. Um, and it was a great night. And I got to watch it there. And when you're drunk, sometimes like with me, it's I make purchases that I might regret in the morning. I've got a bad tendency to spend a little too much money when I'm drunk. That's my big setback.
All of
And
us.
that night happened to be this t-shirt. So for that reason alone, I do wear it often. But it's a great t-shirt and I love it because I don't really I got a Knicks hat, but I haven't bought a jersey in forever. Like the only Giants jersey I have is a Saquon one. I ain't wearing that anymore. Um, I got a couple of Yankees jerseys, obviously. I like I'm more of a Yankees fan than anything.
Yeah.
No, I've never got a Knicks jersey. And I really wanted one. I almost made a big mistake and bought a Knicks jersey that night.
Whose were you gonna get?
So it was between trying to find a reliable fake jersey website and get a Tyler Kolek or a Jordan Clarkson jersey,
Jordan
or
Clark.
oh yeah, that was my favorite player on that whole playoff run.
You're serious?
Yeah,
He had some good games, yeah.
yeah, he
But
did. The one game,
I would have gotten a Shamit jersey if anything.
yeah, Landry was up there. If I got a real jersey, I probably would have bought Landry Shame. I'm not even joking. What he did was incredible. But realistically, I would have wanted a Brunson one. He's just the man. You know what I mean? It's like getting a Yankees jersey or not getting like and not having Judge. Like I don't have one, but I do want a Judge jersey. Or like an Eagles one and not getting Saquon's, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like a top dog. That's what I want.
Yeah. I mean, I got my Devontae Smith one. I got that because,
Sick.
favorite player kind of thing, but like
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to not go with Saquon or Jalen or any one of those
Like
guys.
that,
So
like esque player, you know what I mean? Or like a Joe Burrow Bengals is a better comp. Um,
I mean, I was scrambling to find a LeBron Sixers when they sold out in 10 minutes as soon
yeah,
as it happened. Like, as soon as they were posted, they were gone.
there's one right behind you. I don't know if you can reach it. It looks pretty high up compared to the city. So
It's I'm not gonna try. I'll wait till we get off the call and I'll try to go for it.
that's
Like one of those ladders they have in the uh Money in the Bank.
yeah.
Get one of those.
But it takes like 10 minutes because as soon as you get up, you're struggling and then someone knocks you off.
Miraculously.
and, and then you get back up and you are so close to getting it, and then you get knocked off.
Have you seen the clip of the guy where he's like crying, he's talking to the WWE wrestlers and he's like, "Thank you all for putting your lives on the line." And he starts crying and he goes, "It's still real to me, damn it." Have you ever seen that clip? Pull up
Yeah.
that clip. That
Run that
clip's
clip.
so good. Run that clip. Yeah, run that clip.
That's awesome.
Um, but yeah, the Knicks, okay. That was the big thing that we missed this summer. The Knicks sickeningly became NBA champions. Um, I mean, I gotta come on record and say that I totally underestimated them. Um, and not to air out our personal business, but our friend Theo and I were talking on the side saying how awesome it was going to be when the Knicks got crushed by the Spurs. We were both wrong. Um, and I'm still kind of shocked that we were wrong about that, but I think I
You also
underestimated.
and everyone discovered how dirty of a player Wemby is, right?
He had moments. He had moments. I can recognize that a little bit.
No,
I still hate
yeah,
the Spurs, but
I still like Wemby. When I'll get into the Knicks, I guess more towards the end of the episode, and I'll talk about that. I'm not a
mm,
Wemby hater. Um, but that man, dude. I mean, I get it. I didn't even pick the Knicks to win the finals at
I don't think
when the
anybody
playoffs
did.
started, let alone the beginning of the season. And I don't think
Hmm.
anyone did. I mean, everyone acknowledged they have a great team. Um, New head coach, I think for the most part, a lot of people were optimistic about just because it's a different look. Way a complete 180 to what Tom Thibodeau established, and it just you just they had that feeling they weren't going to get it done. Kind of the similar feeling you get with most New York sports teams, and I think t like roster wise and talent wise, they were definitely one of the best in the league, but they just found that lightning in the bottle, man. They got hot. They lost. They were down to the Hawks, and then something clicked, and it was off and running from there with that record-setting game 6 against the Hawks, where they put up one of the craziest point differentials I've ever seen, the greatest one ever in playoff history. Um, sprinted through sprinted through the Sixers, uh,
Yeah,
bulldozed through the Cavs, and then
yeah.
the Spurs.
They
Listen,
only won one game.
yeah, and like
Like,
again, I'll get into it more, but like the Spurs was obviously closer, but it still just felt like the whole time they kept winning, and what were the Spurs even gonna do? Um,
and I hate to say it, it's one of the most dominant runs I've ever seen an NBA team have. Like, I
I
mean, to
I think it's
lose
the most
games,
dominant run. It's gotta be, man. No other team put up the point differential total that they did across the entire playoffs. No other team went on the win streak. They set the best, either tied or exceeded the longest win streak in playoffs. What more should they do? What more do you want them to do? This was the most dominant run we've ever seen, and you can argue their matchups, their opponents. That's just who they played, and it
the
showed
opponent.
with who they played because they killed everyone they
I
played.
was going to argue the opponents, but we'll save the chatter for a little later. Um, I'd say that's probably the big one from the summer was the Knicks winning it all.
Just the,
Hurricanes won the
yeah.
NHL finals.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hard with the because the Knicks like that's so important to the city of New York. Like that's the team. I mean, you can
Yeah.
argue like Yankees being the Yankees, the history. You can argue like well, I mean, football is the biggest sport in in the U.S. So a lot of people love the Giants, obviously, and I guess the Jets. If you're a Jets fan, even Jets fans don't like the Jets, but you know what I mean. Like this is the team. This is what everyone kind of circles around for, and the super important championship. If not dominant, if not impressive it was important. I think whether you hated the Knicks or not, it was important to the NBA for this team to win it. Important to New
Mhm.
York, and it's just a big deal. It was a big deal.
Yeah, it definitely was. There is a fan base that deserved to see an NBA team win a championship, even though they're violent, and even though
I'll give you that.
They gotta chill because a lot of those fans make me really hate them even more.
That's fair.
But you can't, as somebody that comes from a city that often gets ostracized because we're too passionate about our teams, like I see that with the
You can
Knicks, and
relate to it. Yeah.
I can, yeah, I get it. I think Knicks and Eagles fans are like basically one and the same, like in terms of obsession, in terms of violence, in terms of
Cut from the same
um,
cloth. Yeah.
yeah, and in terms of like hating players too. I think
Oh,
that's probably the biggest thing. Like
hating players that have even no business being hated.
CJ McCollum, like what? Okay, like come on, we're really hating on CJ McCollum. He's what 33 now. Like he's an old man.
Yeah,
The Eagles,
that one was fair though. But like my least favorite run in that was what's his name? Who's their point guard on the Hawks? Um
Tyson
it's got
Daniel.
Tyson Daniel. That was like see, that's what I mean. That was my least favorite player. I hated that dude.
Well, he's a joke. I mean, he's one of the worst offensive players in the entire league.
He's a joke.
That's why. That's why they got Kingston Flemings. That's why they went out and drafted a point guard. You know, like he's a he's a great defender, but he can't do anything on offense. So you're right. It is the guys that get like they shouldn't care about, but they make one bad impression. And Eagles fans the same way. Like this is the thing that I've had for years and years and years is
Yes, you have.
um, even if you're not a Cowboy, even if you're not a Giant, even if you're not a Commander, like they can hate you for doing one little thing, and then it just it sits with them. They have a memory. They remember these bad things that they did, and they'll get booed for the rest of their career whenever they go to the link. And it's the same way with MSG. I mean, Trey Young's never going to be in that stadium and not hear boos.
That's true.
It's never going to happen. He's on the Wizards now, and he's still going to hear boos.
That guy's a dick though. I hate Trey Young. But yeah, all in all, adios, Dyson. Stick to vacuum cleaners, buddy. Fuck you. Um, I mean, what I think's the next biggest thing that happened this summer, and maybe it's recency bias, but Screwball to the Dodgers, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this I think is a perfect topic for our next episode with regards to the lockout. So look into next episode for us to talk about the Dodgers and Screwball and potential lockout. But for now, it's wild, man. It's crazy. It's
I remember
that's all I'm gonna say. It's crazy.
it was what? It was like 11 at night. I think I was working, and it was either Passon or John Heyman or one of those
Passing.
guys. It was definitely Passon, right? Because
John Heyman.
Heyman's good. No.
I always joke with Connor because he's like the New York sports reporter guy. Like he's the Passon of New York, I guess. But even with New York moves, he's always the second up to Passon.
Passon.
He always gets it, and it's a joke on Twitter because he always gets it way after sometimes 5+ minutes. And then, like all the comments are like, "Were you asleep, John, wake up."
Like when Shams and Woj like worked together, it was
Yeah,
like
that's exactly what it was.
it's when is Shams gonna like wake up from anything? Shams also really pissed a lot of people off with that Giannis thing, which like now it's kind of water under the bridge. But like I
Yeah,
remember when he was like, he's got to chill with the whole. Well, the thing that Woj never did was Woj would never be like, the rumors are that such and such is going to go somewhere, and then it was like maybe one executive would call him and tell him that.
yeah,
You got to not do that. Like it's got it. Woj was always like, and you're going to hear nothing until it actually happens, and that honestly made it better. And I think that's what Passon does. Like Passon, I also like how Passon will talk about like his opinions on things.
yeah,
So it was kind of funny when Scooble first got traded to the Dodgers. I think even Passon was like lockout incoming or something like that. Like it's like we all know it's gonna happen. And like you said, we're gonna cover the lockout to a greater extent. But I remember working and getting that tweet and being like, fuck.
yeah,
Like, and even at the time, I went from my point of view shifted from what are the Phillies and Dave Dombrowski gonna do? What are we going to fix our bullpen? We really didn't because he never does. Are we going to address right hand bat, and which we didn't, by the way.
No.
Arise as a lefty,
Yeah, no, he did.
uh, and are like, what are the Phillies going to do, for lack of a better term, to retool? Because the Braves have been the runaway team in the NL East the whole year. There's been a lot of National League teams that have kind of stolen the spot. I mean, the NL Central is just a juggernaut. Everybody's good. Even the Pirates and Reds, who are under 500, are like decent teams. Like they can
Yeah,
give you a tough series. Um, but yeah, the Dodgers get Scooble, and at that point, I kid you not, kind of stopped caring about baseball for like 2 days because I was like, what's the point, man? I
yeah.
mean, he could go out. He's pitching fine right now. He's not lighting the world on fire.
Dodgers
He's got
actually
a
kind of like kind of on a skid.
he's got a higher walk rate than he ever did, but like he's never gonna allow you a ton of runs. That's
mm,
um that he's still doing well. But yeah, I mean, even with him being subpar, like it's the Dodgers, man. Like you're gonna have guys that are sleeping bears for the whole season, and then they get to the postseason and they're just a completely different animal.
yeah. Again, all I'm gonna say for now, it's crazy. Uh, I have just an unlimited amount of things to say, and it may not be the opinions that you think. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, God, taking a while. We got to get to some other stuff, but all the other sports moments, a couple of them we're going to be talking about at the end anyway. So this is a big one. Just some housekeeping stuff. So in terms of the show, um, obviously our goal is to keep this up however long as possible. We love it. Um, it's so much fun, and I mean, like, it, I don't think that like I don't know what the odds are. I know it's difficult in the social media industry, but this ever picked up, like that would be awesome. And I think like Sam and I both would really love that and would really like work hard on this. So just gonna keep doing our thing here with this and having fun with it. Keep pushing out stuff. The social medias. We posted a couple times this summer, not a lot, but you'll see that pick up a lot more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's different content we do or clips from the show. So that's going to be something to look out for. Scheduling wise, I mean, right now it's Friday. This video will probably be out either tonight or Monday. So something along those lines of a somewhat weekly basis, same day. Could even move to two shows depending on how busy or not busy we are. Um, this is just a guinea pig episode. It's very like after this, we're talking about New York and Philly sports. So like just start off easy with what we know best. And then obviously as it picks up, we'll have more of a system, more segments to talk, like things to do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but for now, just gonna have fun with it. We've never done the Zoom shows before, so this is great. But yeah, I can't speak for Sam, but like if this thing did get big somehow, like that'd be awesome. This would be sick.
This would
Um,
be what we both want to do for
yeah.
sure. And we
Oh,
would really put forth a lot of the time and care that would be necessary. I mean, this would be what we do. Like it's
yeah.
not college anymore. It's what we're doing for our professional field. So
Like if I
uh,
if I were to pick like something that like my ideal job, it would be this. Like this.
yeah.
This is it. No.
Yeah.
Also, last thing I gotta say, and the Sam don't want to say anything. I am just using my computer, microphone, and camera right now. I do actually want to look into getting an actual camera and maybe an actual microphone. Not only for this, but maybe anything else I want to do or any other show Sam and I do, maybe with someone else, like that kind of purpose. So yeah, I can't speak for Sam on that, but I know that's something I'll look into. But for now, for a little bit, it's gonna be our computer cameras. I like Sam's looks a little fuzzy for me right now.
It's not great. I mean, I got the glare in my coming from my window too, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be too hot. But yeah, yeah.
I just I haven't even looked at the market for those. I don't know how much it is, but that'd be cool. Like I'll probably do that somewhat soon. But for
Mm-hmm.
now, this is the way it is. That's just the way it is.
The way it is, things will never be the same.
Oh, that one came and went though. That was such a good trend on TikTok.
I know, it really was.
Now
I liked
I'm loving the new one now with like they post the stats from what's it called? Uh
it's yeah, the one where everyone like clowns each other. I have that app. God, what's it called?
zero
Uh,
zero rebounds. Hashtag get up there, big fella.
I saw one the other day that was like zero steals, hashtag law-abiding citizen. That one got me pretty good.
4 blocks, hashtag not in my house. That's
I
just
think it's funny. You and I, like, even though we haven't really like talked as much as we would when we were up at school, our are the content that we absorb, and I think that's why this works so well, is always the exact same. That
yeah,
like I could fire off something without even asking if you know it, and you're just like clock it. You clock it. Yeah.
yeah, every time. You'll never see
Every
me drop that
time.
pass. I'm chronically online.
And we both are. It's really, really bad. I see you all the time on IG liking everything, and I'm sure it's the same for me.
But it's just it's so good, man. It's
It
so,
is.
one thing I saw that's like not comedy though or like memes I saw recently is this one guy doing a series and every day he picks an NFL team to eliminate and whoever's left standing he's a lifelong fan of. I don't know if you've seen that. But like he'll do like challenges. So one was like push-up challenge. Every 10 push-ups, you take a name out, whatever name that is, it's safe. And then if he stops in the middle of an increment of 10, that name he picks out is eliminated. And he's on like day 11 of this.
Who's eliminated right now?
Oh, it's a lot of teams.
Wait, so
Eagles might actually be one of them.
he eliminates one a day, or he?
Yeah, and it's at random. It's not he doesn't pick them like
Uh,
so he's got like all the names on paper and like a hat or whatever, and then whatever challenge he does, he'll take a name out and that's eliminated. He one of the days was the Browns and the comments were hilarious.
he dodged a bullet there, man.
Top like 8 comments were all you dodged a bullet, dude.
He's probably so happy taking that out of the thing. Thank God I don't have to be a fan of the Browns.
I don't remember. The Eagles might actually be one of them. I'm not sure.
We don't want bandwagons anyway.
I think the Cowboys are one of them. One less Cowboys fan is it's
Thank
good.
God.
It's a good
We need
thing.
less of them. They got two Monday night games. And I was like, actually, I think they have two Thursday night games too. And I'm like, why?
Well, I
I
mean, they're like the Bengals to me though, where it's like if things click, they're gonna be a good team. They're gonna be second in the East. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it doesn't even matter about that. They could be slated to have the first pick in the draft and win two games, and it's just because they're the Cowboys and they get the market traction. I don't know. It's just frustrating to me. Like we're so done. The Steelers are the same way. Any logical NFL fan is not going, and I'm sorry for all Steelers and Cowboys fans listening, especially if you're new. Stick with us. This shouldn't be like a bad first impression about how we think about these teams. Well, the Cowboys, yeah, but
Accurate. It's accurate
The
though.
Steelers, we do not like the Cowboys, but the Steelers, I don't understand how the appeal is still there with both of them when they're both so far out of their prime. They're both fringe playoff teams at the maximum.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they both have so much attention, but
It's the
I
legacy.
really don't get it.
It's the legacy. I mean, it's the like they've built up so much success that it's just the way it is.
But don't you feel like the Patriots don't have that same effect? I feel like the Patriots were honestly, I get that they build up more traction, but they were in the Super Bowl. Like, of course, they're going to build up that traction. I mean, they were one of the most dominant dynasties, maybe the most dominant dynasty we've ever seen in the sport.
Yeah, but
Actually,
they had
are.
that stretch though with Mac Jones and the end of Belichick where they were bad, like low, like middle single digit win bad. So
Still,
it's a little different. Like Cowboys haven't been that bad. Like they were close last year, but and then obviously the Steelers are the kings of the 9-8. So
oh my God, kings of mediocrity.
that's their thing.
It
So
ain't it ain't changing this year either. I can tell you that right off the bat.
At least they have somewhat of a receiving core. What it's gonna look like, I have no idea. But you got Pittman of Michael. You-
Michael.
You've got the DK. Well, oh, what's his real first name?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it, but he's probably gonna come from out of nowhere and just beat the shit out of me.
Yeah,
So
all I think about is when he smacked the fan, and then the one fan made like the guy he smacked made a video in retaliation. He was calling him by his full first name. It was so funny.
and he was pissed, dude.
Yeah,
Pissed
because you
about it.
can't do that. You can't do that, man.
No, why you slapped that's what Puka's brother did, remember? I don't know what's going on with that family either while
My
we're on the
legs are
subject.
gone,
I don't know what
dude.
my
The Nakua family had a tough like
real
month
bad.
or 2 month stretch where Puka went on Aiden Ross's stream and did the I don't need to explain it, but that was bad. In the middle of the season too. I swear he had a game a couple days later. In the middle of the season. And then his brother, that wasn't when he smacked a fan, because that was in the summer, because it was
Yeah.
UFO or whatever. But that's when he stole the Lakers player's car
Oh my God, I forgot about that,
within
dude.
like the same week or 2 weeks.
How is that the same guy that does that? My legs are dead. How is that same guy the one that punches a fan and then steals the car and like you it doesn't click with me. I don't understand it.
C T E. That's why.
Yeah, that checks
Even
out.
the UFL players get it. Even those guys do.
I know
On
Puka's
on the
on
same
that.
sports history.
Yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah.
Let's get on track here. That's what,
Yeah. We're all over the
okay.
place right now. This is gonna be a long episode, but it's fine with me.
Yeah.
Um, it's not great this week. I don't really even know where to start. Like usually when I do this, I go on Associated Press because they have it all listed. And it's usually like a lot. Like some of the days there's a lot, like a whole list. There's there's 9 things today, when it's usually like close to 20. Um,
Nine, that's it.
we'll start in 1959. It's a good year. The formation of the American Football League is announced in Chicago. Play will begin in 1960 with franchises in 6 cities, with the probability of adding 2 more teams.
Well, that league's never gonna stick anyway.
No. In 1977, the Cosmos, led by Pele, play before a Meadowlands crowd of 77,961 in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the most to see a soccer game in the U.S. The Cosmos beat the Fort Lauderdale Strikers 8-3 in an NASL quarterfinal playoff game. That's unfair. That's not even close.
Pele,
Three?
Pele was playing American football at one point.
I guess so, yeah. Sam and I
He,
don't have soccer ball knowledge to
no, we don't.
set that record straight. We have almost zero.
I tried with the World Cup and I got like this far.
I loved
I like
watching.
learned names, huh?
I loved watching it.
I did too. I loved seeing Spain win it. I love Lamine Yamal. Like that's a guy I'm gonna be looking out for. But I would be lying if I said I understood the sport. I don't. So
No. And we got a bunch of friends that do, and we just as the sports guys, we look like idiots next to them
yeah,
when
we do look
when
really
it comes
dumb.
to soccer. But the World Cup, how did we not even talk about that? The World Cup was back in the US this summer.
It was. It was in
Uh,
Philly.
it was in Philly and it was in MetLife. It was all over, and MetLife actually had grass. Just
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Thank God, you guys got to get rid of that shitty stadium, man. That thing sucks.
Oh, it's bad. But that was obviously a big deal. Sam and I, like, not huge soccer fans, but that it's an event like that only comes around once every 4 years, right? So
Yeah, four
we're gonna
years.
tune in, obviously, and US went on a little bit of a run there. That when they lost, that's kind of where I like, even
Me
though it
too.
got closer to the end, it's kind of where I stopped watching.
For
Um,
me, it was when what was Cape Verde lost. That I
that
was
was
really pulling
cool.
for them. I mean, they that's a hell of an effort they put through because it was like that whole round, the knockout stage. every team that I wanted to win lost. And then I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, the four teams left: England, France. I don't mind Spain. I'm happy Spain won. That's who I wanted to win out of the four. And Argentina. Argentina won it all recently. France won it uh, two World Cups ago. And England, like, no one wants to see England win from America. Like, we don't want to see England win because then they're going to just brag about it to us. And it's like, yeah, that's your sport. We
Oh,
beat you in everything
it's just
else.
lovely, ain't it? Ain't it? It's just lovely.
But they're
This is the real football. Come on, old English. That's how they
But yeah,
all
the
sound.
World Cup was sweet. I actually really enjoyed watching the
Yeah.
World Cup.
We'll
Uh,
end on this one. In 2003, New York. Uh, Oh, New York blackout forces the evacuation of workers and players from Shea Stadium hours before the Mets-Giants game. It's the only Major League Baseball game affected by a blackout. It stretched from the Northeast all the way to Ohio and Michigan. And then there was also two WNBA games that were postponed, and then a race, like a NASCAR race.
yeah, it's kind of hard to do a NASCAR race without lights. Don't want to do that.
NASCAR expert Sam Sweatman.
I got call for that.
All right, now what we want to talk about. New York and Philly sports. It's what we do best. We're like, what else? What's a better way to start out the first episode than talk about what we like? Because who cares what other people like? You know what I mean?
Who cares?
I don't.
And there's so much to talk about too with both of. Even if we weren't fans,
Yeah,
we'd have to talk about the Knicks because they won it all.
yeah.
And I mean, you just can't not talk about the Sixers. So do we want to do
We'll start
how
with
do we
that first. Good segue into that. NBA. Talk about Philly and New York. I'll keep it brief. I'll let you talk. Because I already kind of went into the Knicks, but it was the most dominant run I've ever seen. As a Knicks fan, like seeing one of my teams win it, I never thought that would ever happen. It's just New York sports have a knack for disappointment year after year. I know you can relate to it as well. It's just it's just a matter of when is it going to happen, and it happened. And I didn't really know how to feel. Like to walk through my emotions. Like I mentioned earlier, I was at the bar with a bunch of friends. It was packed in there too. A downtown Binghamton bar. It was just filled with Knicks fans, Knicks swag. It was really like it honestly felt like I was in the city for one of those big watch parties. It was super cool. Um, because most of the games I honestly watched by myself because I mean my parents would watch me sometimes, but they weren't as big into it. And then towards the like I'd occasionally watch with some buddies, but a lot of times I wanted to lock in and really
Yeah.
really watch it. I know one of the Cavs games I broke a chair down here. Oh, it was bad. I was so mad.
You
Uh,
got that mad at a series that you ended up sweeping?
yeah,
I'm trying to remember what those. I just don't ever remember the Cavs like. Didn't they get out? See, we're a little bit removed from the NBA at this point, so I'm a little foggy. But there were like two of the games where there wasn't there one game where the Cavs were like dominating through like three quarters, and then the Knicks
game
just
one. That was
yeah,
game one. They led the entire game
yep,
and then allowed the Knicks to come back, which is kind of the story of the Knicks playoff run, like just the resilience and yeah, it was the only really bad game I remember was the closeout game.
yeah,
All of the closeout games between the Hawks and the Sixers and the Cavs were really bad. It's really bad. Um,
yeah. The Sixers.
and like those three games combined is where most of their enormous point differential came from, like gigantic. But it was a game during that. I forget which one, but obviously they won. So it was whatever game I felt frustration, and then it all ended well. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
man, it was just like it was awesome that whole experience. we watched not at the bar, but the game. It would have been game three when the Knicks had the biggest comeback ever, or maybe game four. I don't remember.
It was game three.
Game three, I was at my a friend's house. We all got all my Rumble Ponies guys. We all gathered together to watch that game, and we're sitting there at halftime. We're like, man, what are we gonna do? And then the third quarter hit. It got a little better. It still wasn't great. And like I was even thinking about leaving. I was like, I'll wait. I'll let the fourth quarter start. If it's 8 7 8 minutes left to go and it's still as bad, I'm out. But
Yeah.
that wasn't the case. Like we were just slowly like, and we stayed in it. Like that's where like I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Every like shot they made, we cheered, even when they were down 30 some points, and we were
Yeah.
still in it the whole time, locked in. And then it's like started getting closer and closer, and we blink, it's a 13-point game. We're like, we've seen this before. 13-point games are like 5-point games now. So
Hmm.
seeing that and then like the OG shot, oh, dude, I think the entire street heard us.
Yeah. Um,
Is one of probably one of the most iconic shots in finals history. Um, Incredible. And it was drew up perfectly. Brunson somehow was able to draw out Wemby to the 3-point line, so then he could just shot Chuck and then trust the other guys to come in and crash the board. It was just
that
executed.
was that was the biggest problem. The Spurs had nobody to get. I mean, the Knicks dominated the whole postseason. That was their whole thing. They still is their thing is offensive rebounding. There's nobody. There's no one that can get that rebound.
Yeah. And then the Wemby stuff, I still love Wemby. I mean that game in particular, it might have been the game before when Wemby shoved Brunson to the ground. That was
Yeah, I
that
will
was
say.
crazy, man.
I will say it's insane to me, and I'm just gonna announce my bias right now. I hate Jalen Brunson as a player. I love Jalen Brunson as a guy because he's like a
Silly guy.
Philly kid. Yeah, exactly. And he goes to Congo Falls, so shout out to Congo Falls. I don't know if you saw their post that they had with him, but I mean, I don't like the way he plays at all. I really like the way that Wemby plays. Even I was saying that's really not a technical. If Wemby should have been ejected for that, I really do think that. I mean, that was so blatantly
That's
obvious.
crazy.
And then Mitch got ejected the game after, I want to say, or not
Yeah.
ejected. He did get ejected.
Or no, but he got
He
a
got a,
tech.
yeah, he got a
And it was like it's we
He got
can't
a
sit
flake.
here and act like it wasn't a tech like it was, but the
Yeah, he
fact that
got
he
like a
got it
flagrant
called,
one, I think.
yeah, it
Um,
was insane, man. That was I was so mad watching that game, dude. Oh man, so mad. But Wemby, I still like Wemby. I think not only him, but this whole Spurs team, I draw it up to immaturity. I think there was one too many times that either Wemby or someone else on the roster, except for Castle, I thought he was fantastic the whole series. But most of that team, even their head coach, I thought there
yeah,
was
he got out coached, man. Mitch Johnson,
Mitch
plain and
John. I just
simple.
think there was a lot of immaturity on that team. Like it's kind of stuff that you saw him do there, and then you saw him in the Thunder series throw that really blatantly obvious elbow, almost knocking off uh was it Hardenstein's head off, like someone. And like I don't think he has malicious intent. And that's where a lot of Knicks fans and I will differ on that. And I don't think he's a dirty player. I just think like obviously being that big, he's still a young dude. He may not necessarily know his size as well as he should.
Yeah,
And
he plays physical for his
yeah.
size, and that,
And just
yeah,
not knowing like situations really and like because you saw it with even like the non-malicious plays like throwing the ball off Castle's back with seconds left
yeah,
when they probably would have scored and won the game, and they
yeah,
turned the ball over instead. I just think there's all that stuff and I think it's a lot of things that you won't see this next season. I think
Yeah.
I think
Spurs are my favorite going into. I think they're going to win it all this season. I liked them over the Thunder. I don't know if I ever said that on the show, but dominated the Thunder in the regular season. And the thing that's scary is that Wemby's in his third year and does this. Like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, that's just ridiculous to have. He's going to be the best player ever if he stays healthy. And I think everybody knows that. I'm not saying anything that people don't recognize or believe,
yeah.
but
And I think
um
in order for him to do that, I just think it's the basketball IQ and and learning to grow up a little bit, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um but I still like Wemby. I hated watching him obviously in that series as any Knicks fan would, but he
Yeah.
is a fun player to watch. He just does things that blow my mind
Yeah.
consistently. And he just and that series came and I I think the lights maybe were a little too bright for him and that whole team, and he just wasn't playing his best basketball. And that's just how it was. I draw that up a big reason to why the Spurs did not win that series because a
Yeah.
majority of that series they looked like the better team. But
We didn't even talk about De'Aaron Fox at the end of that. Was it game 4? It was game 4. That's probably,
oh
I don't
man,
want to speak too soon, but that might be the worst or one of the worst. Orion Kirkring throwing to home. Yeah,
toughest
that one set
subject
me
for
off.
you. Yeah,
That one set me off. But that might have been one of the worst clutch time mistakes I've ever seen in terms of, I'm not going to be a fan that's like, oh yeah, this guy sucks. Like every day fucking sucks. And like he messed up in here because they're under so much pressure. Like I understand that. But like that is just basic stuff. Like that's,
as
I,
as a veteran with
I
the
don't,
lead, how do you not run the clock out, man? Like,
I have
oh
no idea.
God, man, it's just
It's
it's
so blatantly obvious too. Like, and if he does that, it becomes a series. I really think that.
because then
Um,
they would have been 2 games up,
yeah, but I don't want to take anything away from the Knicks
or they would have two games won. I'll say I misspoke.
because at the end of the day, what the Knicks did is they did defy the odds. I, like a lot of other people, thought the Celtics were going to come out of the East. I mean, Tatum was back. Jaylen Brown was a top 10 player in the whole league last season. Neemias Queta, Peyton Pritchard both had really, really big years. But it came to the playoffs, and there were a lot of other factors. I mean, I can tell you, Derek White, who's been their go-to guy, horrible series, absolutely horrible series. He was awful in
Yeah,
that Sixers series. And then Tatum's out for Game 7. We steal Game 7. But then they play the Knicks. That was when I realized, oh shit, the Knicks are good, man. The Knicks are real, real good. And then the Cavs and the Pistons, neither of those teams struck me as making it out of the East. Because the Pistons almost blew their first round against the Magic. It's a miracle they even came back in that series. It was I think it was 3-1, that series was.
yeah.
Um, and then the Cavs just hardened. It's not in his DNA to take a team to the finals. He's just I'm so out on him in so many different ways, and I think that's a lot of why LeBron ended up picking us. Um,
Well, he's
but
Harden. He's not signed to the Cavs right now.
no, he's not. But he's
I don't
going
know.
to
I don't.
re-sign.
Yeah.
That's the expectation. Um, I mean, the Knicks. I don't want to take anything away from the Knicks because I'm going to say something that I hate to say, but it's something that I try to tell Sixers fans, and I feel like nobody listens to me. Brunson is the most clutch player in the NBA. He is.
Thank you.
Whether you like it or not, he's the most clutch player in the NBA. He proved it time and time again in the playoffs. He had so many games where he would be abysmal for the first 3 quarters, and then that fourth quarter, he would drop 13, 15 points, completely remind you why he's a threat. He works well with doubles. is able to find open guys, and that's what the Knicks kill you in. Is they have shooters, they have guys that can space the floor really really nicely. They're a team that worries me going into this next year. Um, so I kind of want to preview a little bit into this upcoming season because I have a take that's two parts, and I want to know your opinion on it. My first take, they're both a little controversial, I'd say, but my first take is going to upset Sixers fans, but I think I'm going to have you guys back for the second take. Second take? Huh? My first take
He
is
a
that
genius.
Knicks,
Is he a genius?
hey, it's the name of the game. It's branding 101, baby.
You're right.
Uh, I think the Knicks are going to be the one seed in the Eastern Conference. However, I think the Knicks are going to lose to the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I have the Sixers going to the finals. So I can't see your screen's glitching. Are you trying to say cap to me?
Yeah, I was trying to say Cap.
The
That's just not
Sixers
going to happen.
the Sixers are a machine. You can't deny that they had by far the best offseason of any team in the NBA. I mean, there's no denying that. If you try to say otherwise, you're delusional because we got the best player of all time who's still playing at a very high level. I don't want to hear stuff about him being washed. He's still giving you consistent numbers, near triple double numbers, like in the 1% of NBA players when it comes to what he can do on the court. You have a guy that was top 10 as a player in the league last year and is evolving highly. You have Edgecombe coming back for his second year. I think he's going to really hit his stride. He got a lot more confidence when it came to mid-range shots, shot selection, shot creation. And obviously his defense we know is really, really good. Tyrese Maxey is coming off of his best season as well, about 28 points per game for him. And he proved in the playoffs that as good as he is, he's always going to be a second option because he can't carry the workload on his own. It's just not in his play style. Not a good enough playmaker to do it, although he had good assist numbers last year, and I think he's getting better. He's always going to be a slashing player, an off-ball mover. That's just how he plays. He is a traditional cut to the rim guard, and he's a microwave scorer. The problem is when you give him the opportunity to shine, shoots a little bit too much. So now you're giving him two guys that are going to help out in so many other areas. Because I don't think it's a secret that Tyrese Maxey, though a hard defender, he's a hustle defender, he's not the best defender. You're adding two guys that I would say LeBron at this point maybe is not as good of a defender as he was even just a few years ago when he was first with the Lakers. But Jaylen Brown is an outstanding defender. And the key here is if Joel Embiid stays healthy, that's a guy that's a former MVP that single-handedly willed back the Sixers in that Boston series. So we're looking at, in my opinion, far and away the best starting five in the NBA, at least on paper. If we want to talk about fit, I understand that's a bit of a different discussion. There are a lot of mouths to feed, and I hear that over and over again, that exact phrase, because it's true. However, between a completely retooled bench, I mean, LeBaron Philon, best steal in the draft, and I'm not even trying to be biased here. Should have been a top 10 player. You have Anthony Simons, who can prove to be a legit six-man of the year candidate. Put that cap. What are you talking about? You don't think Anthony Simons?
Ah, I
About him.
think he could. You're right.
Dom Barlow, severely underrated, proved that he could guard 1 through 5. He was covering Brunson for a lot of that Knicks Sixers series. Did he do great? I thought he stuck with him pretty well. Maybe the stats don't show it, but Brunson was cooking every single person that he went up against in that playoffs.
Yes.
Nobody could defend him. No one could defend him. So that's a guy on your bench. Dean Wade, absolutely great pickup. We were just talking before this. I think he's on one of the best contracts in the league. 4 year, $38 million for a guy that is going to do exactly what you want out of a 3-and-D player. He's got great size at 6'10". He brings that ability to be an effective and efficient perimeter defender as well as scorer. I mean, he shot around 39% from three last year. So we have all the necessary bench pieces to be effective. Get the center discussion. I think Ariel Hukporti is really underrated as an offensive rebounder, and that maybe is the one area we could have changed. I would have liked to have brought back Andre Drummond, but you shell out PG's contract,
Yeah,
which PG was great. I thought he had a great year last year, and I really, really like PG, and I
I think
actually
he
hope he
is going to
does
look
the best.
hilarious in a Celtics jersey.
Yes, he's going to look very, very funny because he is so overpaid, and he is 37, I want to say, at this point. He's still a great player. It's just he's not the type of player that I would much rather have Jaylen Brown, and that is not anything universal that I'm saying. So the Sixers, Mike Gansey, former Bonnie, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but our GM is a former St. Bonaventure Bonnie,
Shout out.
and um, he's can't come in and just completely. I mean, Bob Myers took over Daryl Morey's role. Thank God Daryl Morey's gone because he would have never done any of this. Um,
He would have brought Harden back.
He would have. He would have. And you can say whatever you want about the Sixers getting swept by the Knicks in four, and I understand that. It's a big jump to go from getting swept to beating a team the next year in a series. But the Sixers retooled in all the right ways. Even the guys that we lost, Oubre, I'm gonna miss Oubre so much. Dean Wade fills that role for me, in my opinion. He does what Kelly did. Is he going to be able to defend one-on-one like Kelly learned to do? No, but he's going to have better perimeter defense than Kelly did, and I think that's important for a bench piece, especially when the East is a lot of wings. I mean, the Hornets, if you look at the Hornets right now, that's their whole identity. They're just going to live and die by the three, which is why I don't think they're going to be as good as last year. The Celtics are still like that. The Knicks are like that. Um, there's plenty of teams out there that are just built to be wing players because that's the trend that we're seeing in the East. That's what wins in the East. Um, so I'm curious what your thoughts are because I'm still not disvaluing the Knicks. I still think the Knicks are going to be the best regular season team.
I know, and I wish I could call you out of your goddamn mind for this, but I'm not gonna. I do I do disagree though. I think there's a better chance that the exact opposite of what you said happens. I think if anything, the Sixers are gonna be the one seed, or even if they're not, finish higher than the Knicks. But if paths cross in the playoffs, it's gonna be the Knicks. And because like I would agree with you. I think the Sixers on paper, like, there's just too many names to be like, this isn't the best starting five in basketball or in the East. Even bad. Like, it's a conversation.
I think it's in basketball right
Yeah.
now.
Like, just name value alone, and obvious, and like name value is important because that's a gauge of how we know these guys can play. So,
Yeah,
like, I no doubt about that. But I just think come playoff time, you compare a team with the Knicks, whose starting five is comparable, not as good, but comparable,
definitely comparable.
and can play to that level. But this is going to be their this core of Anunoby, Bridges, Brunson, and Cat. This is going to be their third year together, and in year two they won a championship. So I just think the chemistry alone, and how they play off each other, and most of that bench returning, I think that's going to be hard to outmatch them. And I think what are you going to do to really get these guys uncomfortable? And I think the Sixers can do that, no doubt. I think a couple teams could do it. I think the Pistons definitely given another chance they could. I think the Celtics are the Celtics. And then you were talking about it earlier, like what are the Raptors going to be? What are the Bulls going to be? What are the Pacers? Like there's so many different teams, but the top
Raptors are
dog,
scary if the trade
the
goes
Raptors,
through.
I think, are creeping in that conversation.
If that Kawhi trade goes through, yeah. If it doesn't, I'm not as worried
But
about them.
we know the top dogs right now. It's the Knicks, Sixers, Celtics, Cavs, and who was I
I
missing?
might, yeah, I would probably keep the Celtics. The Heat, I would say, like, can fit that conversation. Um, the Pistons, like, I think are on the verge. The only problem is I feel like Cade's got no help. I feel like because Duran, we don't know if he's even coming back at this point. He wants to be gone. Nothing's been decided, and it's no secret that he's coming off of a really, really bad playoff performance. Really,
Yeah.
really bad. It's gonna make them reevaluate what they think. The Cavs, the Cavs are still good. I think if they can get Peyton Watson coming up, which he's been linked a lot, um, and they can get a three, yeah, I'd say the Cavs are a good team, but I just don't think James Harden is that kind. I think he holds your team back so
I think
much,
you can.
even
I
if
mean,
it doesn't
regular
show on
season,
the
no.
outside.
Regular
Uh,
season, no, but playoffs, you're right. But like, I just think in terms of the Knicks, like you can argue it was lightning in a bottle, and even as a Knicks fan, I don't know if I'll disagree with you, just because like the run they went on was almost unseen of, like unheard of, and it the odds of replicating that are very slim. So, but and there's sometimes I think a majority of the people, at least that I know, don't love the run it back mentality. I mean, even the
mhm.
championship teams, like the best example I have is I always look to the 2023 Texas Rangers. So like not even a team that ran it back and didn't win. So like
Right.
Rangers won the World Series against the Diamondbacks in 23. And you just had that weird like lightning in a bottle almost where a lot of players peaked at the same time and at the right time.
Yeah.
And you get to next season, injuries hit, a lot of guys underperform, and it was a mess. They ended up becoming middle of the pack, bottom, missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like I don't even need to describe how good or bad their season when they missed the playoffs. So I like those concerns are still in my mind, but you have so much money locked into these guys who even some of them go into next year. So it's not like you had any room to add anyone. And to keep most of that bench intact, which was ended up being the best bench in basketball in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
then you add a guy like Andre Drummond after losing Mitch Robinson, who I'm fine with. I mean, Drummond
Yeah.
can do things Mitch can't, and I think
Yeah.
that's a positive to look at, even if Mitch is a better rim protector, better defender. Um, but you add him, and who else did I? That was it, right? I don't think they added anyone.
No, they got yeah, actually that's
I mean, they drafted Tyler Nickel. That's a spicy white boy. You hear him talk?
yeah, I did. I did hear him.
Ridiculous. But I think I think him and Tyler Clark are going to be good friends. Um, but
They're gonna
I
be
like
fun.
you look at their roster too. It's close to the Sixers, I think, and you
Yeah.
have that advantage, that coaching advantage as well of everyone being there, knowing the moment, not only like just being there in general, but doing it with the same group of guys. And I still think it's going to be hard to beat. Again, will it be as dominant as this previous season? No. But who's going to get that team? I thought the best word was uncomfortable. It kind of like they Knicks would go down big and teams just let them do whatever they want afterwards once that fourth quarter hit. So what are you going to do
Yeah.
to keep that foot down on the Knicks and continue to make them feel uncomfortable? I don't know who's going to
Sure.
do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it's
ain't gonna be
definitely
the
exciting.
Sixers, man.
All right. It is gonna be the Sixers.
It
I think
can be. It's not going to be the Sixers when LeBron's playing center by January.
that's not gonna happen. Come on, get that out of here. They're never gonna put a 40, what is he, 42 now? Jeez. 41, 42-year-old LeBron at center. That's
Well, if it's not him, then it's hello Ariel Hecporty.
okay. Hey, I think Ariel Hukporty's better than a lot of people give him credit. I mean, I'm not a coach.
I am.
I think Ariel Hukporty fits our team very, very well. He does. His bread and butter is offensive rebounding, right? there's so many mouths to feed, and it was kind of like this last year too. I feel like last year we had a really, really good starting five too. And when Drummond would start, it was perfect because Drummond, and this is something I didn't even mention when you were saying that Mitch is gone. There are totally things that Drummond does that Mitch doesn't. I mean, he's a better free throw shooter for one, not significantly
That's
better,
not hard
but
to do. It's not hard to
no,
do.
it's really not. But he's become a really good corner 3-point shooter. Who would have seen that coming? I mean, his whole thing that he was only able to do was offensively rebound. Mitch is going to give you better interior defense, but Drummond's going to give you arguably better offensive rebounding than Mitch would. There's a good chance that Drummond
Yeah.
is the best offensive rebounder we've ever seen. Um,
It's just a lot of
but
teams are like, I felt like they were like just really good at targeting Mitch and getting him out of the paint, but our guards are such good rebounding guards that it kind
yeah,
of
that's true.
matter. So,
That's
but
true.
you're right. I agree with you.
So I think it's going to be very interesting seeing how those two teams stack up. Because for me right now, those are the two teams in the East that I would say are the contenders. I have a nitpick with every single other team that you could say is a contender because I think the pool of talent right now is so widely dispersed that there are a lot of teams that you could say, yeah, that team could be three, that team could be four, that team could even be a playing team for all that we know. And like a lot of those would fit the bill of like the Heat. Like, what are the Heat going to do? Sure, Giannis is great. Bam's a great player, but you just lost a lot of your bench pieces. A lot of your bench pieces. Um, your guards not that great. Really not that great. Lost Norman Powell. It's going to be Davion Mitchell, who's not bad, but you compare him to a lot of point guards in the East. Not really a favorable matchup for me. Um, the Hawks are going to be good. The Cavs are going to be good. The Pistons are going to be good, and the Celtics are going to be good. Those are the four teams I would say because the Heat are still a maybe for me. They're a little
I don't
bit of a
love their
maybe.
team. I don't.
I don't really either. The Pacers are also a big wild card. Is Halliburton going to be the same player that he was when he went on the finals run? If so, they're probably going to be the 3 seed.
Yeah, but the
Um,
Heat got Mr. 83, so put some respect on his name.
that was a fun second take show where we were like, so Bam just dropped 83 points randomly. That's
Unbelievable.
fun. It was so weird. But
I was,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's unbelievable. I was at home when it happened. So whenever we talked about it, it was later, but I was like, I forgot why I was at home, probably for work or something. And someone sent a message, it's like, Bam has 60 with a whole quarter left to go. I was like,
yeah. What? So we had to throw that on. And it was I think at that point he was already at like 78 or something. So it was like
can't believe Add the Bio got 83 points. Come on, man. It's just of all dudes.
dude, and then the worst part was when I saw people come out and say like, that wasn't a legitimate 83-point game. How? Like what about that is not I don't care how many times you went to the free throw line. Like
It's
he had 83 points. Like it's not gonna take anything away from that. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think there are some players in the Eastern Conference. Um, I think the league in general is this is going to be the best NBA season I think we've ever seen. I think there's not going to be a lot of top heavy teams. There's going to be a ton of. I mean, you could give me a bad team. There's like very very few teams right now where I could say, yeah, that's going to be a bad team. The Nets, who I don't think the Nets are even going to be horrible. I think they're going to be like the Nets and the Hornets are going to be alike in that they're both going to just live and die by the three, and when they're not doing that, they're not going to be doing well.
I can't take
But
I can't take the Nets seriously, man.
they're at least going to have more wins, though. I mean, whether you or not you want to admit it, Julius Randle is an
I'm
upgrade.
gonna I because Yes Network does the Nets games. I'm gonna watch so many Nets games just to see how dubious handles and MP never passed the ball Jay play together.
MPJ had his career high in assists last year. Put some respect. He had like 3 assists per game, which for him is a lot. But even in the Nets, like I love Jordy Fernandez. I think he's a Will Hardy kind of coach where he's had a horrible team but he's a great young coach that gets the best out of his players. And when he finally gets a comparable roster or a competent roster, he's going to do fine. Um, the
Well,
Jazz, I've
yeah.
seen people that are sleeping on the Jazz. Jazz are going to be good, man. The Jazz are going to be good.
Yeah,
Um,
no, we were talking about this like on one of our shows at school, how we're like the Jazz are like we don't know what they're building, but it could be something. It was like
I
they're
think they're
making like the
building,
most random moves ever.
and like they lose Walker Kessler, but I mean the Lakers paid him so much money. I
Had
mean,
to though, had to. I mean,
had to,
Lakers
had.
are they need that's the one thing they've needed for what 6 seasons now.
Mhm. I actually think they're going to be better as well. The Lakers, I do.
Whenever
Um,
AD first got there, they still needed a center because AD's should not have been playing center.
no, he
Uh,
could, I guess,
He
but
could,
I'd
and he
rather.
did when he was healthy, but
Yeah, but it's like even like the laughable teams, man. Even the Wizards. I'm like the Wizards got something going on, whether we want to admit it or not. Look, this is their five when they're healthy. I don't care what year it is. This is a good five. Trey Young. I figure you would probably run either Kaishan George or maybe Will Riley. No, Will Riley would be more of a four. Let's say Kaishan George for now, unless I might be missing somebody. Uh, we're just gonna say Kaishan George, Debonsa,
he's gonna be
AD,
good, man. He's gonna be so
and
good.
Alex Sarr. I mean, that's a good starting five.
AJ DeBonce, he's gonna be so
He's a
good.
beast. He's a beast.
But the
Um,
outside of him, the Wizards are like the same as the Nets for me, where it's like I don't really care if they could be good or not. I want them to be bad because it's gonna be so funny. Like the
it
guys
is.
they got on their team. Like watching AD with goggles and fucking Trey Young's little ass run out there and then win like 21 games, that would make my whole NBA regular season. And I got
Yeah,
nothing against the Wizards or the Nets. Like I have no resentment towards those teams, but it's just
yeah.
who's on each of those teams is
It is kind of
so
hilarious.
it's like watching I kind of feel like that with the Pelicans, like with Zion and them.
Oh
Like just
yeah.
watching them try to play basketball. It's funny. It's a treat.
That's another team that's probably going to be bad.
Kings are were last year were another one. What?
Kings are Kings are the worst team. They might. There's talks. I've seen videos about this. There's talks they might be the worst defensive team of all time. That's how bad it is right now. Um, yeah, the Kings are like. This is what I mean when I say there are like a handful of teams that I'm like, yeah, that team is not going to compete. Kings aren't going to compete, and I don't think anyone thinks that. They're just not. The Kings, the Grizzlies, who Grizzlies are rebuilding, so I give them a little bit of grace there. And then the Nets, the Bucks, because the Bucks are rebuilding. So yeah, like you have those teams that aren't going to be dominant, but everyone else, I can make an argument as to why they'd be good, and it wouldn't shock me that they would be good. Um, I mean, I'm missing a few, obviously. Maybe there's like four other teams that I would factor in and be like, yeah, that team's not gonna. The Hornets, like I said, the Bulls, even though the Bulls, I think, are gonna have a lot of fun games. I don't think they're gonna be a good team.
The Bucks you
Uh,
never talked about.
huh?
Buck, you never talked about the Bucks. That's gonna be
I
a
just said the Bucks.
oh, I wasn't.
Yeah, I said them
I
a
was
little
not
bit. Yeah,
listening.
the Bucks are gonna be bad. Yeah,
That's gonna be a
Bucks are
funny
gonna be
game.
dude. Tyler Hero is the primary option.
No limit hero. That's his
Kind
IG.
of hilarious.
No, it's another good one. That's gonna be a fun team to watch play basketball. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be funny, honestly, watching them play basketball. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a fantastic year, and I think it's gonna be fun for us because our teams, I think, are the two best teams in the East. Now, are they gonna be as good as the Thunder and the Spurs? I don't know.
Could be.
They could. I mean, the Knicks
Absolutely.
beat the Spurs, but I'm fully expecting what you had said, where the Spurs are gonna come back retooled, and whether we want to laugh at it or not, it's funny, but they did need somebody like Tobias Harris.
Hmm.
That was a need. Um, I
He
thought they should have gone after Hachimura, but Tobias Harris, they're similar enough players.
he's one of my least favorite players in the league.
Very nice guy. My brother
I'm
met him.
sure he is. I'm sure he is. I just can't stand him.
How do you think I feel? We gave him a supermax over Jimmy Butler. Like, Bears. Thanks everybody for listening. We are actually going to be calling it there. We turns out Cass and I had a lot more to share than we would have thought, and we have a whole summer to recap. So remember, this is going to be our primary source moving forward. We're going to be on YouTube doing podcasting instead of the radio show. So it's kind of nice. I mean, Cass, we can kind of do this whenever we want. So expect more
I loved
videos.
it, man. It's great.
I do too. Expect more videos, more content, and part two will be coming very, very shortly. We'll get into some MLB, we'll get into some NFL, preview a little bit of college too.
Yeah, two-part episode. Best way to kick it off. We got so much to say. So make sure you tune in Monday.
Monday.
Thank you everyone for listening. See you in part two.